Nolagent here at Teasters on Teasters, yeah, in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Welcome to Nolagent. Let the good times roll. In this episode, we're at Teasters on Teasters in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee for a restaurant review of good places to eat in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee and the Smoky Mountains. Teasters on Teasters is a Native American restaurant experience on the Parkway of Pigeon Forge. There are several other businesses in the same place that Teasters on Teasters is located, and they only have tiny little signs to let you know which door to go into. They also share space with Biblical Times Dinner Theater and also the Great Spirit, which is a pretty good-sized gift store with a lot of unique things in there. So let's go ahead and head on inside and check this interesting place out. So we're going to have to walk down a really long hallway here, so we get to do a little bit of walking. Now there is a big flashing sign in front of the building on the main parkway in Pigeon Forge, but when you pull around the corner to the parking lot area, it's kind of hard to find where to go inside, but it's right here in the very corner, so you have to kind of walk up to see the tiny little signs that they have advertising this place. I might suggest they had a little bit bigger of a sign with a big arrow pointing where to enter for all of the places that are inside this kind of small shopping mall that's inside. So this pretty much is an indoor strip mall in some ways, but a lot more attractive. So it's more of an old-fashioned mall with everything on the inside instead of facing the outside, so it's better for the weather. And today it was raining, so if you look up, it's almost like a ski lodge in the ceiling in the middle of this. This is the Biblical Times area, so they really get a big space out here. There's huge seating areas on each side of where you would go out to the Biblical Times to buy your ticket. So they do have a dinner theater that does come with food for the Biblical Times. Haven't had the opportunity or time yet to do any of the live shows yet in Pigeon Forge, but I hear they're great. Now we're walking to the restaurant, and their special today is fried Omaha steak tips over mashed potatoes. Yes! So they do have a really interesting restaurant in here at Teasters on Teasters. There's a fake tree and all sorts of wonderful Indian-themed Native American decorations. So it really is a beautiful place with a lot of interesting decor in here. Teasters on Teasters is noted for serving Omaha Steaks, and according to our server, they are the only restaurant that serves Omaha Steaks in this area of the Great Smoky Mountains. This Teasters on Teasters food review will show you how big their food portions are and how some items are all you can eat. When doing your Pigeon Forge vacation planning, make sure to look at Teasters on Teasters as one of your dining and Pigeon Forge options. If you're looking for where the locals eat in Pigeon Forge, many locals we ask say this is one of the best places to eat in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Your trip to the Great Smoky Mountains could certainly use some Teasters on Teasters and Pigeon Forge during your visit to experience this fantastic place. So let's take a look at the menu now. Oh, watch out, it is pumpkin spice season, so they do have their selection of all sorts of harvest specials on this menu. So I am here for lunch, and at the top we see you have complimentary starters with purchase of any entree, salad, or lunch combo. Your choice of Indian fried bread, yeast rolls, sweet cornbread, whipped butter, whipped cinnamon honey butter, and fruit butter. And we have entrees with a choice of 2 extras. And then on the left side, they have lunch combos with a soup and sandwich for $12. And then we have premium starters with battered onion rings, mac and cheese bites, fried green tomatoes, smoked salmon dip with fried bread. And then we also have our daily lunch special that we can ask our server about, or they also had it out on the front chalkboard that we already saw. Then we can return back to the center of the menu with the entrees. We have a farmhouse patty melt, a Fiesta burger, steak tips, sirloin center cut, half rack ribs, the porker, chicken strips, Monte Cristo, crispy catfish, mountain trout, bison burger, and Indian taco. And then they have extras, endless extras with okra, homemade potato chips, yeast rolls, fried bread, and cornbread. As long as you keep eating, they keep bringing them to you. And then premium extras. Then they have a kids menu, a $1 dessert selection, fresh salads, their beverages, and native blends, which is just a sweet blackberry tea. And then they have their dinner menu, and a lot of the items are still the same, but then there's some serious upgrades on some of the items. They have a sirloin center cut, a ribeye, a smoked prime rib, a premium cut filet mignon, And then they have crispy catfish, blackened ahi tuna, smoked salmon, Argentinian shrimp, and a pulled barbecue pork, pork tenderloin, skillet pork chop, and the ribs again. And then they add a few other items on here. You can look at that on your own to see the differences. All right, the bread is here and it's time to dig in. And we have all these wonderful selections of butter here. This is the Indian fry bread right here. And ooh, it's kind of sweet. And it's like a cornbread, but a little sweeter than cornbread. I'm going to start off with this fruit butter. Today's fruit butter is a raspberry. So let's see how this tastes on here. Still needs a little heating. It's not quite ready to spread. It's a little clumpy. It just needs to get a little more warmed up. It's still a little cool. So I'm hungry though. I don't have time to wait for it to get to the room temperature to make it a little softer. The flavor is good. It's very raspberry and buttery. I do like the raspberry fruit butter. Now we're going to try the whipped cinnamon honey butter. This stuff looks great. All right, let's see how it goes with the fry bread. There's going to be the sweetness of the honey and the sweetness of the fry bread. Okay, so it's good, not overwhelmingly sweet. Good stuff. I am a fan. Now, this cornbread, this reminds me of the way my grandmother used to make cornbread. So, a little slice of home I haven't had in a while. So, not quite as good as my grandma's, of course. My grandma's had a little crispier crust on the outside, but it's still good. Let's taste this bread here. Ooh. All right, this yeast roll looks fluffy and delicious. Very good yeast roll. I do like it. Okay, so now we've got to get the regular butter. Try this out. Okay, so just the regular plain butter is good too. So all of these butters are fantastic. I'm a big fan of all of them, so it's good to have a nice selection of the butter. Now here's some of the all-you-can-eat potato chips and okra. And wow, these are fresh-made potato chips. They're really crispy. They're definitely thicker than the usual potato chips you would buy just out of the store in a bag. So you can definitely tell these are homemade potato chips, and this okra has a fantastic crispy crunch to it. Really good okra. So these potato chips are fantastically crunchy, fresh. And go ahead and smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like crunchy, fresh food too. The okra and the potato chips, you can tell, are freshly fried and they have a wonderful crispy crunchiness to them. Try not to eat too much fried food, but some fried okra is always a weakness. Barely ever eat potato chips, but definitely here is a good place to break that fast. Man, such great crunch in this okra. You can tell that this definitely does not seem like the frozen pre-breaded okra. They definitely have a great extra special crispy crunch on it. So whoever's frying back there really knows what they're doing. This is some of the best fried okra I've had in a long time. Good job on this okra, whoever was cooking on this day. Wow. And our entrees arrived. My dining companion got the 6-ounce sirloin center cut, and I got the steak tips that look fantastic. Yes. All right, let's dig in. Ooh, man, my steak tips look really delicious. These are fantastic looking. The smell and aroma. Oh, it's like butter. They're so tender. These are fantastic steak tips. I think this definitely was the better option to go with. Oh, it's so wonderfully smelling and tasting. Oh, so good. Almost like a big thing of fajitas here in the way they prepared it. So that's interesting. Then I got some potatoes. There's a lot of onions in here, some potato chips, and potatoes and onions on top of my potatoes with the potato chip. It's quite a potato day, it seems. And then I got the vegetable medley. It's got some corn, black beans, some peppers, onions. It's a decent little side item dish. The star of the show here is definitely these steak tips, though. Wow, and there's rice underneath here, too. This is a lot of food and a lot of calories. It's a good thing I'm hungry. Yes, it's so good. Even though I'm starving and hungry, though, we just got into town in Pigeon Forge. It's been a long drive, and it was raining to add to the fun of the drive. But wow, there's mushrooms in here, too. Yes. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this. This is a really huge plate of food. We'll see. Ooh. But all the flavors are fantastic and go very well together. Wow, what a great value for your money here. They definitely do not let you go away hungry out of this place. So a large portion of food on top of the all-you-can-eat items with potato chips and the okra and all the various breads and butters. So you're not going to leave here hungry, that's for certain. Ooh, great flavor here. Oh my gosh, just look at all just the juices and flavors in here. I wish there was some smell-o-vision so we could let all of you out there smell how all of these things just go together to make such an amazing aroma. Just the smell and the taste of all of these components together really makes for a fantastic flavor sensation on my taste buds. I mean, just the flavor is glistening on this fork full of food. Oh, great combination of flavors. Okay, I finished. It's done. It's all I could eat. It won and I lost. I could not finish my plate, but hey, I got dessert just to suffer through and power on for you out there. So I got the dollar desserts here. The ice cream was decent ice cream. I thought they would put the ice cream on top of the cobbler, but the cobbler was on the cold side. So I don't know how that would have melded together in this tiny little thing. I think the cobbler did not meet my expectations. It was not the best thing, especially being cold. So I probably would suggest skipping this dessert item. The dinner menu premium desserts look way more interesting, but the lunch dessert menu is probably skippable other than the ice cream. The ice cream would be decent to eat, but I think the cobblers probably with such a small serving are not my favorite thing, unless you just need a little extra flavor to finish off. The lunch dessert items with the cobblers I think have not really been worth my calorie count in that, but everything else was fantastic. So the total for my lunch was $24.35 before tip, and also you get a discount at the Biblical Times Theater. You get $5 off your ticket for that. If you're in Pigeon Forge or the Smoky Mountains area, I do recommend you stop on in and check this place out, as it is one of the more unique and interesting restaurants in the area, and I definitely will return as I want to try out some of their steaks at night, and I highly recommend their steak tips for lunch or dinner, as those were fantastic.
Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it, and if you would just click on the little circle here with a picture of my head in there and subscribe to the NOLAJet channel, it would really help me a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you.